I have talked a lot about my journey in learning how to access my Akashic Records. And this was a really big piece for me about 3 years ago when I was looking to really deepen into my spiritual connection. And when I learned how to access my records, big pieces began to shift within me. Because one of the greatest things that I began to learn in accessing my records and all of the information that was in there, all of the soul information, was that all of the hard things that I have experienced in this life and that I will continue to experience, my soul has actually chosen. That at the beginning of all of this, before I even came in to have this human experience, my soul created what could be referred to as like a soul blueprint, a map of what this life would look like. And within that would be all of the contrasting experiences. What do I mean by contrasting experiences? So all of the pain that I have experienced, trauma, really hard challenges, because the truth is that we can't actually grow and learn and expand and change and shift and evolve without contrast. We have to have that duality, right? And, I get really fascinated with people who go through spiritual awakenings like I did. These happen when there is a big shift in your life, like the death of a loved one, like the crumbling, the loss, a massive loss in some area of your life, or a massive health condition where there is some form of a big identity crumbling or a collapse. And that is the contrast. And when we experience that contrast, we are then forced to grow and learn and expand through it. And so when you can begin to look at the contrast in your life, the things that you have been through that have been really hard and difficult and have created that energy in your life as things that your soul chose in order for you to expand into your highest expression, this is when you take your power back. This is when you are no longer a victim. This is when you are no longer helpless. This is where you find a little semblance of control in what is this very uncontrollable experience. Right? Because you aren't a victim. You aren't helpless. And your soul chose very specific experiences for you to have in order to expand into your highest self. And so if it's showing up, if it feels cyclical, if it feels familiar, if you feel stuck in it, if you feel like it won't stop and it keeps coming, and this can be in the form of a situation, a person, an emotion, a challenge, like something that keeps showing up, that you keep getting stuck in, that you feel that cycle, that pattern. One, your soul has chosen this to grow through it, and you got to figure out what that is. And two, this is not the first time you have experienced it. You will have had other soul experiences where this energy has been present. And going into your Akashic Records is where you find this information. Going into your Akashic Records is where you experience the freedom. You're able to get unstuck because you're able to get to the root and understand it better and have awareness of it and figure out what you need to do differently to shift out of the pattern, to deepen through the cycle. This is good work I do with clients in my one-to-one Akashic Records soul readings. Link in bio to book.